Hello, I am Todd Cotta, and this is King's Gun Center TV, and it's a very special day for us because of a few things. First of all, I want to introduce you to Marni, one of my NRA certified trainers, and this is her first time on film with us on King's Gun Center TV. The second thing is, we're going to talk about the brand new Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 45, which was just introduced, and I am pretty darn excited about that.
Oh, me too. We see a lot of the 9s and the 40s come through our classes, but we haven't seen the 45, so I'm excited to see what this gun can do.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marni, tell us a little bit about the dimensions and what this gun has to offer, and then we will go and talk about the other gun we're going to put this up against today, the XDS 45.
Okay. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 45 has 6 to 7 rounds, depending upon whether or not you have the extended magazine in it. The height is 4.88 inches with a flush magazine to just over 5 inches with an extended magazine. It's 6.45 inches long and 1.05 inches wide and 20.5 ounces.
You know, that seems like the magic number for most of these compact guns now, because what we're going to talk about right now is its direct competitor, a gun that's been out for at least 3.5 years now, because I did an early review of this gun in the 9mm form against the Shield several years ago. The XDS 45 that we're looking at here is the predecessor to why this gun was made, because people were begging for Smith & Wesson to come out with a 45 caliber small gun.
Right.
Well, it took them about, close to 4 years to finally come out with that product, and it's a pretty neat little product if you think about it. But let's talk about this gun and can compare the dimensions from the XDS 45 to the M&P Shield 45. The XDS 45 comes in 2 different barrel lengths, a 3.3 and a 4-inch barrel length. It has 5 and 6 rounds depending on the magazine you have in there. It's 4.4 inches tall and 5 inches tall when you add in the extended mag. The length of it is 6.3 inches or 7 inches, depending on if you have a 3.3 inch barrel or the 4-inch barrel on the gun. Wide, it's a little thinner than the M&P 45. The M&P Shield 45 is, 1.05. This one here is 0.95 inches wide, and it is 21.5 to 24.5 ounces heavy. So it's a little heavier, but it's a little thinner than the M&P Shield 45.
This grip actually looks to be wider than the Shield.
The grips themselves are almost identical, but when you look at the stats on the Smith & Wesson page, they're counting the safety sticking out.
Oh, okay.
So that's where that extra 0.5 of an inch comes in, is these sticking out on the side.
Gotcha.
They're a lot tighter on the XDS, on this side of the XDS. A little bit of the difference that you just see in the gun. First of all, when you look side by side, these two guns, they match up pretty close.
Right.
But the thing that each one has that's a little differently is, first of all, when you look at the grips are really coarse and large lugs on the XDS. Mm-hmm. But on the Shield 45, it's almost like an aftermarket stippling.
Right.
Now, you'd mentioned earlier that the reason why you would think they would do that was because it wasn't aggressive enough on the original ones for the power and the flip that you might feel in this gun.
Right. It makes me wonder if it's getting away from you.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, we're going to go down to the range in just a minute, and we're going to test these out and see if that is the case.
Okay.
Another thing, the trigger guards on these are a little different shape. You're going to find that the Smith & Wesson is a little rounder, and the XDS is a little longer for each other. And of course, the triggers are a little bit different. You have the crescent shape and more of a flatter trigger in the XDS. Finally, if you look at the front sights here on the gun, the front sights, you got a high-vis sight on the XDS, and you have a standard 3-dot sight on the M&P Shield 45. You do have the option of a safety or no safety on the M&P Shield 45. Over here, you have one option, and that is the passive safety on the grip. That is the trademark of the Springfield XD line.
Got it.
But I think the only way we're really going to figure this thing out is if we get in there right now and go shoot these things and see how they feel, see how they shoot, how the triggers work, and how they fit in the hand.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get down there.
All right.
The big boy. Number 1. XDS 45. Check it. You're really tagging it with that 45, but you were telling me earlier your husband has a Glock 30? Or 30?
It was the sub 45 that he had.
Yeah, subcompact 45,
Yeah.
and you've never liked shooting that
I
gun.
hated that.
But this 45 was different for you?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
The grip's narrower. I can get my hand around it.
Okay, 45. And now the XD S45. High vis sight. Pretty darn happy. Let's take a look there. Wow.
Wow.
When you shoot similar guns back to back, the little things start popping up. You know, the grip, the size, the sights. That high vis sight on the front.
Oh my goodness.
You can't help but not see
Right?
that, right?
I was like, there's my front sight.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. You know, pretty neat little feature for these.
Right.
That what makes them unique about their gun is that comes with it as a stock. You can always buy those things, but it's an extra $75 to $125 to put
Right.
that on this gun here.
Might be worth it.
Yeah,
Might be worth it.
true. But remember, the price point for these are a lot different too. This one is a lot more expensive than this one.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, you could get away with more features on this gun and still not meet the price of that gun.
Right.
What'd you think about these two guns?
I really liked the Shield. I had how can I say I had fun? Can I say I had fun? I had fun. I'm not big for 45s. I never have been, but it was an easy shoot. It was fun to shoot. It didn't hurt my hand. Sometimes you get a little bit of a kick with some guns, and I did not feel that with the Shield. And I think I attribute it to what they've done with the grip. But then I changed over to the XD, and the grip on this one did not fit my hand
Okay.
as well. And I felt that it got away from me easier than the Shield did.
Do you think that has something to do with the style of the grip texture on these two guns too?
I think that could be it.
Had some trouble with some ammo on the range.
Yeah, that
we
was
pulled
weird.
the 2 rounds, and there are 2 light strikes that we got out of this gun. Happened to you twice on that gun when you shot it, but it
Right.
didn't happen to me at
Right.
all in the same box of ammo.
Right.
But looking at it, we picked these up off the floor when we got done shooting, and it got a definite strike
Yeah.
there. And then this one here, looks like it could have struck it. It's got a weird dent right there. But that was kind of odd. This one light struck twice, and this one here has been in service for quite some time. This one is brand new out of the box, so we got to give it that. But
Right.
you would think this one maybe broke in a little bit more because Justin's been shooting this gun for years.
Oh yeah.
For me, I didn't know what to expect. going from me carrying the 9 Shield for 4 or 5 years now,
Right.
up to this 45. For me shooting these two guns, I did fly one out on this one, and that was a blunder on my part. But this one felt good in my hand.
Didn't it?
Easy to line up the sights on it. I kept it nice and tight. You can see my target here, the number 1 and the number 2. Number 1 was the M&P 45, and then the XDS 45 was the number 2. Both of them shot about the same for me at 5 yards. Nice, good, tight. I'm busting holes in it. I love doing that. But feeling the triggers on these, you have a lot crisper trigger reset. I think you're going to find that the trigger on this gun is improved over the M&P Shield 9 and 40. Nice crisp reset, and it's a nice snap back. A little bit spongy still, and a little bit further reset on the XDS.
Yes.
One thing about it, when you come up with a new product, you're able to look at the competitors, the competitors, and see what they've done and try and upstep or outstage what they've done. And I think that, for what it's worth, Smith & Wesson has stepped out and brought a 45 to the market that actually is reliable, easy to carry, comfortable in the hand. That's a little bit wider grip than the Shield 9 and 40, so it's a little bit, for bigger hands, it's a little better gun. And I can't complain about what they've done and what they brought to the market today.
But for our female shooters, with our hands being smaller, that's a big deal for us.
Sure.
That's a big deal for us. So.
Well, thank you for coming and having some fun today and enjoying these guns, and I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Free ammo? Who wouldn't?
And we hope and we hope you enjoyed yourself right here at King's Gun Center TV. If you have a chance and you're in Central California, come on down and say hi. We'd love to show you around here a little bit. But thank you for watching King's Gun Center TV.
Absolutely.